Hey, good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. Welcome to Build, Balance, and Flow. My name is Nikki. We'll get started in just a moment. I did not put together a playlist, so I apologize for that. But I have a ton of playlists that you are welcome to use on my Spotify Fit Nikki too. You can also use whatever playlist you would like. Just a couple things before we get started. One is that tomorrow is third in the series of Yoga for Runners. I'll be broadcasting through Zoom live at Big River Running in Des Peres. We can't all be together there because of CDC guidelines and restrictions, but I'll be live at the store. It's a free event, but feel free to donate to Yoga Buzz if you can. And you'll sign up through Yoga Buzz, and there should be the events on this Facebook page as well. And speaking of Big River Running, it is Juneteenth, and in honor of Juneteenth today, I just saw on their Facebook page that they are donating 100% of proceeds for their Big River Running logoed merchandise today, bought online and in store, to the Jackie Joyner Kersey Foundation. So excellent organization, and pop on in or go online. They have some really cute, cool stuff. I have a really cool run shirt with the arch on it. It's pretty neat. I love it. So pop in, buy some stuff, help out Jackie Joyner Kersey Foundation. And it is Juneteenth, so happy Juneteenth. This is probably the first year a lot of people have heard of Juneteenth, and I'm not going to get really into it, but there's a lot of information out there. So please go online, educate yourself, learn about Juneteenth, so that we can all start to work together. We can all be on the same page. We can all start to learn from each other and educate each other as well. Happy Friday. We're going to work on some core work today, guys, and we're going to work on, again, always balance. We're going to do, I haven't done boat pose in a long time, so all my fans of boat pose, yeah, I know you guys love it. So we're going to be doing some of that today as well. So if you have props, you can set those to the side. And today we will get started in child's pose. So that's going to be big toes touching. Your knees can come wider. You can bring them in closer if that feels more comfortable. Forehead can rest on the ground or a block. You can also bend your elbows, put one hand on top of the other, let your forehead rest. It's whatever feels comfortable for you here. We're going to take 3 rounds of breath. Just starting to bring your focus inward. Focus on your breath. Focus on yourself. And just start to let go of everything else. Take this little bit of time for you. Start your Friday off with a little bit of me time, a little self-care. You can keep your gaze soft or eyes closed. And we're going to rise up into our tabletop position. Bringing wrists under shoulders, knees under hips, plant the tops of the feet, and your spine is long. Press down into your knuckles and your fingertips. And as you inhale, let your belly drop into cow. Exhale, arch your back up into cat. Take your time here. Let your body move with your breath. Take any moves, extra moves you like. If you like to do barrel rolls with your chest, sit your hips back, whatever feels good here. And while we're working on our cat-cow, there's just a couple more days left for my donation-based Back to Basics class on my Facebook page. It will disappear Sunday evening. And if you can donate, please do. It goes to the collective and STL, and you can just donate to my Venmo or PayPal or donate directly to them. It's a fantastic local nonprofit. started by some Yoga Buzz teacher training graduates to bring yoga and mindfulness to Black communities in the St. Louis area. On your next inhale, come back into that nice tabletop position. Take a full breath here, really lengthen and press down into the earth. Then you're going to tuck your toes. We're going to find our way into down dog. So if you need to walk your hands forward a bit, go ahead. And take a few breaths here if you want to pedal it out. Move your hips side to side. Whatever feels good. Sometimes I like to come up to the balls of my feet a few times, maybe bend my knees. Just working through the legs, getting some movement in. Okay, on your next inhale, bring some stillness to your dog. Take a full breath here, pressing into your knuckles, hugging the elbows in. Knees can stay soft. Relax your neck and jaw. Look up towards your hands and then step your feet forward. Take them a little bit wider than your hips and just hang here. I like to bend my knees a bit more. Let your head and neck be heavy. Think of your chest coming towards your thighs. Let your head just hang here, and you can kind of imagine everything just falling out of your head. Any thoughts, any feelings you don't need, let it just fall out of the top of your head and float away. And firmly press down into the soles of your feet. Really root down and gently roll up one vertebra at a time, letting your head be the last thing to come up. Shrugging the shoulders back a few times to open up your chest. Take a couple breaths here. You guys may have noticed, woohoo, look at that, I got my hair colored on Tuesday. Super excited. I highly recommend Paul Mitchell, the school in the Central West End. They did a fantastic job. Safety first, following CDC guidelines, so you can feel safe going in there to get your hair done as well. Then you can feel nice and fresh like me. Shrug the shoulders back, palms open up. Engage these lower abs to bring your tailbone in line with the spine. Take a big breath in through your nose. Fill your belly with that breath. Big exhale to soften the muscles. Inhale, reach up for the sky. Palms come together, lace your fingers and lead just your pointers up. Good. Exhale, lean over to the right side. Push into your left hip, into the outer edge of that left foot. And sometimes it's easy to let your shoulder come forward a bit. So you want to shrug it back so that your chest is facing front. Take one more breath, really reach with the fingers, push into the foot and the hip. And as you inhale, come back to center, exhale over to the left. Push into the right hip and the right foot. Take a couple breaths here. And then inhale, come on back up through center. Release your fingers as you exhale, twist it to the right. You want to keep your hips nice and square, so let that twist come from the waist. Inhale back up to center. Exhale, twist it to the left. Arms can be open, or you can take cactus arms. Come on up through center, take a couple breaths here each side. One more time each side. Inhale, come back up through center. Soften your knees, fold forward. Press down through your feet, rise up, reach for the sky. Exhale, hands come down to heart. Good, let's do that one more time. Inhale to reach up for the sky. Exhale to fold forward. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Let's add a little more movement here. Reach up for the sky and fold it forward. Step your right foot back behind you and rise up into a nice lunge. So let's just pause here for a moment. Root down into that right foot, pull back on that hip. Relax the shoulders, fingers are engaged. Inhale to reach up. Exhale, fold forward, plant your hands, step back to down dog. Shift forward into your plank, and that can be toes or knees. And take a full breath here in your plank. And then press back to down dog. You're just going to do that a couple times. Forward into plank. Exhale to down dog. One more breath. Bring it into plank. Core stays engaged. And back to down dog. Good. This time, bring it into plank. Hug your elbows in. Lower down to your belly. Untuck your toes. Arms come by your side. Shrug your shoulders back, lifting your heart, pressing into the tops of your thighs and your feet. Exhale, come down. Take your hands back under your shoulders. Tuck your toes. Press back to down dog. Right foot steps forward, coming into that lunge. Left foot steps up to meet it. Forward fold. Root down through the feet to rise up. Hands come to heart. Inhale to reach. Exhale, soften your knees to fold forward with a nice long spine. Left foot steps back, rise up into your lunge. Take a moment to find that shape. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to fold forward, step back to down dog. Shift forward into your plank, toes or knees, back to down dog. Let's just do that a couple more times. Bring it into plank, back to down dog. One more time, forward into plank, back to down dog. Bring it into plank, hug your elbows in, lower to your belly, arms by your side. Shrug your shoulders back, half locust. Press into your thighs and the tops of your toes. Lift your heart. Lower down, hands come under your shoulders, tuck your toes, press back to down dog. Left foot steps forward into that lunge. Right foot steps up to meet it and fold. Root down through the feet, rise up. Hands to heart. Let's add a little more movement to it. Reach up high and fold. Right foot steps back, rise up into your lunge. And then exhale, sweep the fingers down and back. And we're going to pause here for a couple breaths. So you want to think of, and feel free to lower your back knee here for some support. You want to think of lengthening through the top of your head to keep that nice long spine. Keep reaching with your fingertips, lifting through the back of that back leg. Keeping your leg energized. And then you're going to root down into your left foot. Press into the whole bottom of that left foot. Rise back up into your lunge. Good. Fold forward, plant your hands, step back to down dog. One time we're going to shift into plank and then back to down dog. Then shift into plank. Hug your elbows and lower to your belly. Arms by your side, half or maybe full locust. Lower back down, hands under your shoulders, down dog. Right foot steps forward into that lunge. Shift your weight into the right foot. Float your left leg into half split. Bend your knee, set your foot down. Rise up. Hands to heart. Inhale to reach. And fold. Left foot steps back. Rise up into that lunge. Take a pause here. Hips are square. Sweep the fingers down and back. So again, you can lower the right knee if you like a little support here today. Keep reaching with the crown of the head, lifting through the back of the right knee, reaching with the fingertips. On your next inhale, press down into the left foot or right foot and rise up. Fold forward, plant your hands back to down dog. Shift it into plank and down dog. Shift it back into plank, hug the elbows in, lower to your belly. Arms by your side, half or full locust. Lengthening through the crown of the head and lower. Back to down dog. Left foot steps forward to a lunge. Shift your weight into that foot, float the right leg. Bend that knee, set your foot down and rise up. Hands to heart. Woo, let's reach for the sky. Fold it forward. Right foot steps back into that lunge. Rise up. And sweep your fingers down and back. Inhale to rise. Exhale, fold forward. Plant your hands back to down dog. Shift into plank. Back to down dog. And then we're going to lift that right leg and bring your knee into your nose. Curl your back into cat. Reach it up. One more time, knee to nose. Reach it up. And then you can keep that leg lifted if you want, coming into your plank, hugging the elbows into lower down. Shrug your shoulders back, arms by your side, half or full locust. And lower. Hands on your shoulders, press back to down dog. Right foot steps forward into your lunge. Shift your weight, left leg lifts. Bend your knees, set it down, rise up. Hands to heart. Good, I'm just going to open this window a little bit here. Inhale to reach for the sky. Give me some cool air coming in. Fold it forward. Step your left foot back to that lunge and rise up. Good. Sweep it down and back. And rise up. Fold forward, plant your hands back to down dog. Shift into plank. Back to down dog, and you can lift your left leg here. Knee to nose, curling your back like a cat, and reach it up. Let's do that one more time. Good, and you can keep that leg lifted or lower it down. Shift into your plank, hug the elbows, lower down to your belly. Arms by your side, half or full locust. Lower it down, hands under your shoulders, down dog. Left foot steps forward to a lunge, float the right leg. Bend your knees, set that foot down, rise it up. Hands to heart. Woo, let's add a little balance work in here. Reach it up and fold. Right foot steps back into your lunge, rise up. This time, as you sweep the fingers down and back, you can be here like we were before, or you can shift your weight into that left leg, float your right leg, warrior three. So let's just pause here for a couple breaths. If you're choosing warrior three, hands can come to your heart, hands can come to your blocks under your shoulders. Take a moment, dial your toes and your hip bones down. So your hip bones are square. You may feel that more in the left hamstring right up by the glutes. Lengthen through the spine. Take one more breath to root down and lengthen. Good, and then rise back up. Let that right foot float back down. Fold forward, plant your hands back to that down dog. One time we're going to shift into plank, and then back to down dog. Float the right leg, one time knee to nose. Lengthen it out. Feel free to keep that leg long as you shift into plank. Lower down, arms by your side, half or full locust. Hands under your shoulders, back to down dog. Right foot steps forward into your lunge. Shift your weight into that leg, and instead of our standing split, you're going to rise up, float your knee, set that foot down, inhale to reach up, and fold. Left foot steps back, rise up into your lunge, and remember you can stay right here, or you can float that left leg into warrior three. Blocks are nice and handy, hands to heart, whatever you're needing here. But take a moment. So I'll show you from here. It's really easy most of the times. That little hip bone comes up just a little bit and toes come out because that's easier for us to balance. So dial those toes and those hip bones to face the ground. Soften your right knee. Really root down to that whole foot. And you want to think of lengthening through the crown of your head. From here, all the way back through your tailbone, a nice long line. And then you're going to rise up, let the left foot float back down behind you into your lunge. Fold forward, plant your hands, step back to down dog. Shift into plank and back to down dog. Float the left leg, knee to nose one time. Lengthen it out. Feel free to keep that leg lifted or bring it down. Shift into plank, lower to your belly. Arms by your side, half or full locust. And lower. Bring your hands under your shoulders, press back to down dog. Left foot steps forward. Shift your weight, rise up, float the right knee. Set that foot down, reach up, and fold. Right foot steps back, rise up into your lunge. Sweep your fingers down and back, maybe bringing it into that warrior three. Then let that foot float back, come back into your lunge. Fold forward, plant your hands back to down dog. Shifting into plank, back to down dog. Float that right leg. We're going to mix it up a bit here. So you're going to bring knee to your opposite elbow. Knee comes to left elbow. Lengthen it back out. Knee comes to right elbow like a Spider-Man. Lengthen it back out. And knee comes to nose. Lengthen it back out. You can set that foot down or let it float. Shift into your plank. Hug the elbows, lower down. Arms by your side, half or full locust. Come on down, hands by your shoulders. Back to down dog. Right foot steps forward. Shift your weight, float your left knee. Pause here. So you can stay here. You can take your ankle in front of your thigh or your shin. Also, really great action. Let the ball of your foot come down right here. So you still have this open knee and hip, but you have a little extra support if you need that today. So keep the left foot flexed, shoulders shrug back, hands stay at your heart, your throat and your jaw are nice and relaxed. You're pushing into the entire sole of the right foot. Inhale, straighten your left leg, reach your hands up. Exhale, hands to heart, set that foot down. Inhale to reach. Exhale to fold. And left foot steps back behind you, rise up. And sweep the fingers down and back, maybe taking that warrior three. Come back into your lunge. Fold forward, plant your hands back to down dog. Shift into plank, back to down dog. Float your left leg and you're going to bring knee to your right elbow, taking a little bit of a twist. Lengthen it out. Knee to your left elbow like Spider-Man. Lengthen it out. Knee to nose, curling your back like a cat. Lengthen it out. Keep that leg lifted or lower it down. Shift into plank. Hug the elbows all the way down, half or full locust. Lower down, hands under your shoulders, back to down dog. Left foot steps forward, shift your weight, float that right leg. Take a breath here and find where you'd like to be on this side. Root down all four corners of that left foot. You can stay here. You can take ankle in front of your thigh, your shin, or plant the ball of your foot for some extra support. So just see where you're at today. Shoulders shrug back, think shoulders over hips. Keep your right foot flexed. Relax your jaw and your throat. One more big breath. Inhale to reach it up. Straighten the leg. Exhale, hands to heart, set that foot down. We're going to go through one more time each side, then we're moving to core. I know you're excited. Reach it up to the sky. We all love core work, right? Fold it forward. Right foot steps back and rise up. Sweep the fingers down and back. Maybe float that leg for warrior three. Rise back up. Fold forward. Plant your hands back to down dog. Shift into plank. Back to down dog. Float the right leg, knee to opposite elbow. Lengthen it out. Same elbow. Lengthen it out. Knee to nose. Lengthen it out. Set that foot down or just shift into your plank and float the leg. Lower down. Arms by your side, half or full locust. Bring it down. Back to down dog. Right foot steps forward. Shift your weight. Float the left leg. Ankle in front of your shin or your thigh. Straighten the leg out, reach it up, hands to heart. Reach up to the sky and fold. Left foot steps back. Rise up. Sweep the fingers, maybe take that warrior 3. And back to your lunge. Fold forward, plant your hands, back to down dog. Shift into plank and back. Left leg lifts, knee to opposite elbow. Lengthen it out, same elbow. Lengthen it out, knee to nose. Lengthen it out, set that foot down or keep that leg lifted. Shift into plank, hug the elbows to lower, arms by your side. Shoulders shrug back. Bring it down, back to down dog. Left foot steps forward, shift your weight, rise up, float the right knee. You can stay here, ankle in front of your thigh or your shin. Lengthen the leg out and reach up. Hands to heart, set that foot down. Awesome job, guys. Take a drink. And as you're taking a little break and a drink, right here, it is St. Louis Yoga Week for a couple more days. I just put that right in your face. So please check out their website, their Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Lots of cool events every single day. They had Science of Sound with Patty Pellerito the other day. They had Kirtan last night, which is a really cool, where you sing along. It's like a call, and I can't remember what you call that, but they sing and then you sing back. Those are all still on their Facebook page and their YouTube, so you can watch them at your leisure. It goes through Sunday, which is International Yoga Day and Father's Day. And you can catch me, they're doing 108 sun salutations. Go ahead and have a seat. And throughout the day. And I will be on between 4:30 and 5 on Sunday. I will be demoing sun salutations in the chair. So check it out. Take a peek. Check out all the cool things they have to offer. So we're going to start by coming about midway on our mat. And you're going to have bottoms of your feet together, knees open. Gently roll yourself back. Arms come overhead. So we're going to do some core and some back work before we stretch it out. So we can really work on strengthening that core. So you can be here, if you want to grab your block, you can grab that as well. And you're just going to curl your back up. Reach up. This might be where you're at. This is a great place to be. And bring it back down. Or come all the way up and then roll it back down. Either one's a great option. You're going to go for a full minute, and the clock is starting now as I adjust my little mic here. Some days my ear does not want to cooperate. So as you exhale, come up. As you inhale, lower down. And we've been working really hard. A lot of times when you're working hard and you're working on that core, you tend to take your hands behind your head and pull your head forward. So you want to think of keeping a space between your neck and your jaw. Pretend like you have a ball or an orange there. Relax the jaw. Take your fingers out by your ears. Maybe cross them over your chest, or like I had before, up in that block, holding that block. And you guys are almost there. You've got about 10 seconds left. So see, time flies when I'm sitting here talking to you guys. Always a good time, right? And you got 3, 2, 1. Set that block down if you have it. Bring your knees in towards your chest. Give them a little hug. Take a breath or two here. And we've got one more exercise. Actually, 2 more core, if we're going to include boat pose. So you're going to take your arms long, legs long, make a little X with your body. As you exhale, come up opposite arm to opposite leg, down, and then switch. We're going to go a full minute in 3, 2, and go. So as we're working here, working nice and hard, I'll talk a little bit about St. Louis Yoga Week as well. Yay! So it's a really awesome week-long virtual events. So I'm having some problems here today. Virtual events this year, pretty much all are virtual online. Donation-based or free. They'll have a calendar, and they have some that are actual St. Louis Yoga Week, and then they have some that ambassadors are doing on their own, like I did my Back to Basics on Sunday. Really great place to check out some cool and unique different things. The Yoga Sutras, the Sound of Science, the with sound bowls, and laughter yoga. My mom and I did that the other day. It was fantastic, so much fun. So there's a ton of really cool, neat, unique things to check out. Maybe things you've never heard of or you've never thought to try. Give them a watch, try them out. And there's also some really cool retreat boxes as well that you can purchase that help benefit local companies. Bring your knees into your chest, give them a little hug. And we are going to come into our boat pose. So there's lots of options with that. So we're going to come up to seated. And you can start out right here, shoulder shrug back. So I always talk about long spine, and that's long from your neck down to your tailbone. Sometimes in boat, that lower back will start to cave in a bit. So you want to keep it strong, and if that means modifying, then that's a better option than curling in that back and causing some back problems. So you can start with your hands spread behind you, leaning back with that long spine. Right here is a great place to be. Maybe lift those legs, keep lengthening through the spine, maybe straighten them out. Maybe take one arm or two arms to your thighs or reach them out. So lots of options, but keep that core engaged. The clock starts in 3, 2, and hold. Good, keep lengthening through the spine. And again, if you feel that lower back start to cave in a bit, lower your feet down or lower your hands down. You can also take a nice block right here for some support. You guys are doing awesome, rocking it out halfway through here. Keep breathing, relax your jaw, relax your chin. So core work is important for our daily lives, for functioning and keeping our body and our posture in good position. It's also fantastic if you're working on inversions or arm balances. You need really good core strength, also upper body. And you've got about 10 seconds left here, so you guys are doing amazing. Keep breathing. You are almost there. You got 3, 2, and 1. So wherever you're at, lower your feet. Give your knees a hug, and then curl in that back, let your forehead fall towards your knees, and take a couple breaths here. Lift your head up, and we're just going to do a little bit of back work. Here, Jay. Let me open up the window for JJ here. Come on up, buddy. He's walking around like he's a lost puppy. We're going to do a little bit of back and core work with our bird dogs, and then we will cool it down and stretch it out. So you've got a few options here. So wherever feels good for you today. You can do regular bird dog, coming into tabletop, opposite arm, opposite leg. You can add a knee to elbow and curl it in. You can take it to a little bit wider plank, opposite arm, opposite leg, and maybe even adding knee to elbow, reach, and in. So clock starts now. Pick your poison, maybe try the plank. And if that's not happening for you, that's okay. You can bring it down to tabletop. Take your time. So you really want to think of weight in both hands and both feet. Shift the weight to one hand and one foot. Reach out. Bring it back down. Both hands, both feet. Shift the weight. Reach out. So it's really quality over quantity. Finding that form, engaging that core, rooting down rather than how many you can do. So really focus on your breath. It's easy to hold that breath and hold that tension when you're working really hard. So breathe all the way into your belly. Exhale to soften the muscles. You've got 3, 2, and 1. Fantastic. Lower your knees if they're not. Push your hips back to child's pose. 3 breaths here. Grab a drink if you need it. Man, you didn't know you'd be starting your Friday off with some core work, did ya? Always a surprise with Build.Balance.Flow. Let's come on up to seated. Take your legs long in front of you. You're going to take your left leg, bring it to the inside of your calf or your thigh. Take your shoulders square to the front. Reach it up and gently fold forward. Let your hands come down wherever it's comfortable. So maybe put your blocks around the side. But you want to try and keep your spine long like we did before. So again, it's very easy to let the back curl down and the back collapse and the head come down. Keep the spine long here. Keep lengthening, pushing into your tailbone. Maybe softening your knee for less intensity here. And keeping that left foot or right foot nice and flexed. My left, your right. Good. Take a few breaths. Really lengthen everything out. And gently come on up. And let's switch sides. Take that right leg long. Left leg comes inside. Shoulders come nice and square. Reach it up. Fold forward. Take a few breaths here. And friends, I know I've just been talking about things this whole time. A couple of things just to put out there. One is that I have out on my Instagram and my Facebook story that you can vote. It is time, it is past time for some outdoor yoga. So you can just write in there your preference of time and place or area in the St. Louis area for some outdoor yoga if you want to meet me socially distanced at a park. And we can have a nice fun class outside. Let's come on back up. Bend your knees, bring the bottoms of your feet together. Find those sit bones, sit up nice and tall, keeping the spine long. Again, fold forward. Take a few breaths here. Keeping the spine long, gaze stays down. So go ahead and vote there so we can get some outdoor yoga happening. And I have yoga mat and blocks, and we'll travel, I like to say. And I'm also going to put out there to vote for the next Back to Basics class. Had a lot of good feedback and good positive results from my Back to Basics. So I'm going to do another class coming up. Come on up, not this weekend, but next weekend, next Saturday or Sunday. And I'll put out there, you can vote which day, what time works best for you. And again, it will be on my Facebook page and my YouTube. I might end up doing it on Zoom so I can see you guys when we do it. Bring the bottoms of your feet down, flat to the mat. Roll on down to your back. Have a block by your side. And then you're just going to take your right leg, lift it up, take your ankle in front of your thigh. Take that figure 4 and bring your legs in towards your chest. Let your shoulders relax down on the mat. Feet stay flexed. Maybe lift that left leg and draw some circles with your ankle. So back to basics if you haven't seen it or heard. It's just breaking down poses so we can work on alignment. Alignment isn't about how your practice looks. It's not so that we all look the same. Everybody's body and practice is going to look different. It's just to build a firm, strong foundation so that you prevent injuries and repetitive stress on your joints and your ligaments and your muscles, and build that firm foundation for your practice. Go ahead and lower that foot and let's switch sides. So it's like a house. You want to have a nice strong foundation and keep everything steady and strong. It's very easy. It's not just for beginners, also for regularly practicing yogis. I always like to give myself a little back to basics, watching myself in the mirror, videoing myself. It's very easy to fall into misalignment, and then it feels okay at the time, but then you're putting extra wear and tear on different joints, and then you'll start to have some aches and pains and some strains, and that's never fun. Go ahead and lower that leg. Bring your knees into your chest, take your arms wide to the side, let your legs fall over to the right side. If you'd like, you can put a block between your knees or under your legs. Maybe glance over the left shoulder and take a few breaths and twist. So we just want to kind of get back to basics. Listening to alignment cues, maybe something you've never heard before. Just getting our bodies set up properly so we can avoid injury if we can. Next, inhale, come back up to center. Exhale to the left, finding that twist. And I'll be announcing the class and where I'm going to have it and everything and what time by Sunday. Come on back up to center. Let your feet come down, lift your hips. Slide your block or your blanket or your pillow under your hips. Lift your shoulders, shrug them back, settle in. So you can stay right here, supported bridge. Legs up or take them long or any other variation you like here. And we're just going to take a few breaths and just kind of focus on how that prop feels, gently pressing into your lower back. Giving it a little extra release. Focus on how your upper back, your arms, the back of your head, whatever other part of your body is touching the ground. Notice how that feels in your body. You can soften your gaze or close your eyes here. We're going to take 2 more rounds of breath. Bring your feet back to the mat with knees bent if they're not there already. If you really like how this block feels under your hips, you can keep it there for your Shavasana. Or maybe gently lift the hips, slide it out, and you'll find a more comfortable position. Before you fully settle in, I'm just going to talk for another moment. And then I do suggest, especially if you are watching this not live, to turn off the video before you settle in for your Shavasana so that nothing interrupts you and you can take as much time as you need. So a few things, because I do get people asking me a lot, especially we have so much going on the last few months that it is very hard to shut off your brain and to shut off your thoughts and your worries and things that have happened and you're wondering what's going to happen. I think we're all living in a state of question. We don't know what's going to happen from day to day. We don't know what's going to happen next, where we're going, what we're doing, and it's very hard to live in that uncertainty. So know that it's okay for your brain not to totally shut off. Just try to reconnect with yourself in your Shavasana or your meditation. Thoughts will pop into your mind. You can acknowledge them, but then let them float away. Just let them go. Bring your thoughts back to your breath, back to your body, back to this present moment where you're taking just a little more time for yourself. Giving yourself that extra self-care, that extra rest, that extra relaxation so that you can be fully functioning so that you can be present with others, so that you can be present in this world, so that you can function a little bit better in your day. So, and I keep looking over here because I have a little spider friend who's been kind of moving around, so I'm just making sure that he doesn't get where I can hurt him. Just take a couple breaths here, and I like to, even in my Shavasana, think to myself, breathe in, breathe out, and that keeps my mind focused on my breath. So hopefully that helps you guys. I hope to see you very soon. Maybe you'll join me tomorrow for yoga for runners with Big River. Maybe I'll see you on the trails at Cliff Cave. But friends, please stay safe. From my heart to yours, guys, peace and love, kindness. Stay well.